So let's proceed with, again, go back to the forum. We had 2 questions. Maybe we can already jump into those 2 questions. One is, just to remind everyone, one was on the question of what is the Russian model of development. And then the second one is ASEAN projects in terms in different fields, including agriculture and disaster risk. But also the third is the third question actually is on hacking. Yes. So let's have Dr. Sumsky to start the ball.
Well, I feel the need to get to the rostrum to see you because I do not see you very well from the seat. You may be surprised, but Russia is also supportive of traditional liberal model. Because what we had so far during the last 25 years is anything but that. Let me give you a few examples. Well, I would even go as far as to say that to call what we had for the last 25 years traditional liberal model is bordering on something Orwellian, which, as we know, is saying that ignorance is strength, love is hate, and so on and so forth, turning what is actually going on upside down. You know, I come to these conclusions every time I hear somebody, some of the American experts telling us, for instance, that forward deployment is a form of defense. In other words, he would tell us that constructing something like 700 military bases in the world, many hundreds of new bases, is a way of protecting peace. And creating them right at the borders of Russia, which is nothing like a threat to the United States, which certainly projected no threat in the direction of the United States during this whole period. You know, saying that Russia is violating something by promoting hacking, okay, but let's remember that Internet, as we now know very well, was introduced in the world to create such a degree of possibilities for such a degree of electronic espionage, which were absolutely unknown in human history. If this is traditional liberal model and traditional liberal way, then give me a break. Let's get to traditional liberal ways by understanding them as equality in international relations, as respect for international law. And we know how well it was respected when Americans came to Iraq, and with what kind of justifications. With a little bottle of something white, which was advertised as Iraqi biological weapons or chemistry weapons or whatever. I mean, if outward lying is liberalism, then give me a break once again. So my answer is very simple. Russia is not a spoiler in today's international relations, and it is not willing to turn the apple cart if had it not been provoked into standing against what is going on in today's world under the pretext of liberalism. We would not have seen probably many of the things which happened. But eventually we are all supportive of liberalism, if we understand it in the classical sense of the word, if you wish, in the sense of the word in which it started to flourish in the 18th and 19th centuries. This is it. Getting to the, well, I think I linked the hacking question to the first one. Talking about Russia's contribution to ASEAN projects in natural sciences and in as far as tropical agriculture or tropical plants are concerned, or things like this. Apart from, you suggested yourself, through involvement of satellites and other high technology instruments to assist that, and they just suggest that ASEAN uses one facility established by Russia in ASEAN. The Russia Vietnam Tropical Institute, which deals with all aspects of natural sciences oriented to deal, for instance, with tropical diseases and tropical agriculture and things like this. It may be expanded to serve the wider needs of ASEAN nations, not just the needs of Vietnam. As far as involving Russian capabilities in space is concerned, you may want to note that we are constructing a new spaceport in the far eastern part of Russia, in the Amur region, and part of the motives for doing that is certainly our wish to energize cooperation in remote sensing, in satellite exploration. So we are all prepared for that, and I think your suggestions are quite acceptable from that point of view. If we consider subjects like emergencies, Russia has established in the post-Soviet era a new institution called the Ministry for Emergencies, which has proved to be one of the most efficient governmental institutions, and there were several missions in this part of the world. One after the famous tsunami in the northern part of Malacca Straits in 2004. The other after the cyclone in Myanmar. So I think we have some positive experience in this field as well. And again, there are many opportunities to continue to develop.
Various projects. ASEAN has many ongoing projects. In fact, it's a challenge to keep track of them. And a reminder from our permanent representative to ASEAN, who said that there's more than enough funding for projects. What we lack are project proposals, and there's a process to it. For example, in the Philippines, if you have a project proposal, this must be championed